A little bit of Queen to see us in. The show must go on. What a fantastic song. I was rocking the air guitar there just before we came back on. But joining me from the UK, I've got Tony Cruz of TC Dog Training. Good morning, Tony. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nando. Very well, thank you. Are you okay after what's been going on?
Yes, I'm all good, buddy. Thank you very much. Cheers for joining us. I know you're going to be taking classes very soon.
Indeed, yeah.
We are going to be talking... Now, where exactly are you taking your classes this morning?
I'm helping out a mutual friend of ours called Mr. Steve Mann. Has a club called Alpha Dog Training, so I'm just going to be in there instructing a few classes.
Very good, very good. Now, this morning we're going to be talking about nose work and scent work for dogs, aren't we? So, when we're talking about nose work, what do you mean? What are you on about?
What I mean, Nando, is basically that it's the most powerful sense within a dog. Obviously they've got their eyesight and their ears and everything, but the nose is a hugely powerful sense. But I'd feel that it's underused. Certainly with pet owners, it's just something there that maybe sniffs a food bowl. Why not use it to better use, have a little bit of fun, get the dog working, and just building up that bond. Okay,
now, obviously you say the nose is a very, very powerful sense in a dog. Is it the same for every dog, or do they differ?
They can differ. I mean, obviously, sort of short-nosed dogs don't have such a sense than longer-nosed dogs. So there's a difference within breeds, obviously. But, however, all dogs enjoy scent work. They can all do it. They can all certainly smell better than the human nose can.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a little fact for you: we've got 5 million scent receptors in the human nose. Anybody that knows me probably knows that I've got about 6 million because my nose is enormous. But German Shepherd goes up to 225 million scent receptors. That's insane, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. I think German Shepherds are certainly up in the top of the charts there, yes. Obviously you've got the Bloodhound as well. I think that's number one up there.
The phenomenal. I mean, the Bloodhound, that's their sense of smell is just phenomenal. Now, do you think this detracts away from the other senses, and how does it affect normal pet owners if they don't harness this power?
If they don't harness it, you'll often find, particularly with spaniels, their nose will always be on the floor. You often find it in dog training. Owner tries to get the dog's attention and it's off sniffing something else. So just by harnessing it and almost putting it on cue, you can allow that dog then to have an outlet, have a bit of fun, and then you find that they're not quite so, let's say, nosy on the floor when you don't want them to be. Yeah.
Okay, right. So how does somebody go about that? What's the first step?
First step, the way we do it, we start off with something that's pretty much a given, something a dog's going to find. Let's say food. That's what's kept them alive for so many generations is them hunting food. So we start off with something like a treat bag. Most dog trainers, dog owners have treat bags now. So you might just start tossing the treat bag into an area with maybe some objects in it. So maybe it lands behind the object, or it maybe lands in front of the object. There's no problem if the dog sees the article initially, because that's how they learn the game. So initially they see the article, then you start putting on cue. So you might say find or find it. The dog puts his nose on the article. What a good boy. You open up the treat bag and, give him a treat from the article, from the treat bag. So that's the very first step. But then once the dog knows the rules of the game, you can start hiding it. So you might just toss it into long grass, sending the dog out into the long grass to find it, and then you can get really clever and start hiding it, around the house, around other objects, spend the day on the beach, the seaside. That can be great fun, hiding, objects in stones. But, you start off with a treat bag. Food is going to be something the dog's going to find. You can then start progressing onto something like your car keys or a wallet or something that you might find a bit more useful.
Sounds like good fun. And do you think... will all dogs enjoy this, or is it something that has to be learnt?
I think pretty much they all enjoy it to certain varying degrees. Obviously, you can make it as rewarding as you want to. So it's kind of an innate behaviour anyway. But the more you reward it, the more stronger that behaviour becomes, the more desire they have to go out and find what you want them to find. So you have to make it rewarding. So, yes, you can use food. Some dogs, it might be more apt to use a tennis ball or a toy. So as soon as the nose touches whatever article it is you want them to find, tennis ball flies over their head. If it's a spaniel, for example, often now works for a tennis ball in a good game.
Okay, so now we've spoken about the first steps for this kind of thing, but once you get better at it, once the dog gets better at it, how far can you take this? Is it something that just keeps progressing, or is there a limit to what you can teach your dog?
Yeah, you can certainly progress it, and I like to use it almost as a natural reward as well. So if you do a little bit of obedience, or if you're teaching sort of fun dog exercises, dog training, you can, for example, teach a downstay for 30 seconds. As soon as that 30 seconds is up, okay, good boy, find, and the dog dashes out to find the article. The whole exercise becomes a reward. So you can build it on to other exercises, which is great fun. And, of course, you can take it into other activities, for example, search and rescue. There's, a lot of search and rescue groups all over the UK, probably, obviously in Spain as well. Many of them are volunteers, and if you've got a bit of free time, you can then progress on to, searching for people and other things as well.
That sounds fantastic. So is that how they teach the search and rescue dogs? Is it all a big game, or do the dogs know that, life is at risk?
Yeah, to a dog, it's all a game. Whether the dog's finding a cadaver or anything else, it's all a game to the dog, and it has to be. You don't want to be putting any pressure onto a dog, otherwise it won't become rewarding. So it has to be seen by the dog as a game. And again, the dog has to work with the owner quite closely as well. So it becomes very much a team, which is also why it's good for pet dog owners, because, if you've got an owner that's not particularly bonded with the dog too well, suddenly, once they start doing scent work, that starts developing, and the fun starts happening, and, of course, then you can start using it more practically as well.
Fantastic. That is very interesting. Hang on 2 seconds. So if you out there have got any questions for Tony, then send me a text message on 951 140 223, or you can call in the studio on 951 043 843. And as always, you can find us on Skype. It's iTalk FM, or find Facebook on ITDH DTC. Search for that and you will come up with my page. Drop us a little note and we'll ask him a little question. We'll be back in just a minute. Tony, don't go anywhere. We'll be back speaking to you in a moment.
On 97.1 from Marbella to Gibraltar and online at italkfm.com. This is Marbella's talk radio station, iTalk FM.
It certainly is Marbella's iTalk FM. Yes, this is Nando Brown. You're listening to In the Doghouse, and we're talking to Tony Cruz. We're talking about scent work. Now, Tony, just before the break there, we were talking about the benefit, how you would get started in scent work. But tell us a little bit about the benefits. Why would someone bother doing this?
Yes, it's particularly good for a pet owner to start with. Because, as I said, it's very much underused, underlooked. But if you've got a dog that's a little bit timid, perhaps, a little bit shy, hasn't got a great deal of confidence, it's the perfect thing to encourage that dog to start getting his confidence back up, or just start building his confidence from day one. Because for scent work, it's actually quite different to what we normally do in dog training. Often in dog training, we're calling our dogs to us. Our dog's always around us. That's fine if the dog's, a little bit shy, but if you suddenly got to send your dog away from you to do a little bit of work, that can be quite difficult. So we gently encourage that and make it exceptionally rewarding, and suddenly the dog starts getting his own little bit of confidence. So he's not always looking at the owner, he's not always waiting for instruction. He's working there on his own for his own reward. At the same time, he's working with the owner. So it's a nice little bit of teamwork. And for a shy dog, for unconfident dog, it's a very nice exercise to build. Similarly, for a high drive dog, a little bit of a sparky dog, suddenly he might find his niche, or she might find a niche in scent work. So you can actually, a little bit of sparky behaviour, suddenly you can get it under control by putting that behaviour to work, and get that dog that's obviously confident to go out and do something that's rewarding.
Sounds good. Sounds like great fun, and I know that all of my dogs enjoy it. They really do enjoy a little bit of nose work or scent work. Now, you run workshops on this kind of thing, don't you?
Yes, indeed. Yes, it's geared primarily for pet dogs. Although I've had a lot of other dog trainers come along recently, which is great. Because, as I said, I do feel that it's an underused thing that's taught. It's an underused exercise that can be given to a normal pet dog. So, yes, I run them, and we do an hour of theory, so we cover the makeup of the dog's nose, what makes the dog want to go out and smell, how the dog's nose is used in communication, because it's not just food that they're scenting, they also scent pheromones from other dogs. So every time that a dog greets another dog, they're scenting all the time. They're not actually seeing the other dog as much as they're scenting the other dog. So everything in the dog's world is built around scent, so it's a massive thing. So we do a nice hour of that. There's some videos and examples of how dogs scent, and in a professional capacity as well. And then we go out and have a good sort of 2 hours of practical. We start off making it very, very easy for the dog, because we like the dog to succeed. We don't sort of set the dog up to fail. So we start off nice and easy, and gradually by the end of the exercise, the dog's going out all on his own and locating the article, which could be anything, as I said, from a treat bag to a set of keys to a mobile phone. It depends how the exercise goes on the day. But, we every dog that comes to the course gets a degree of success, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Fantastic. Sounds like great fun. Now, if somebody wants to get involved, how do they find more information about you and TC Dog Training?
Yes, indeed. Yes, pop to my website. It's www.tc-dog-training.co.uk. There's a little tab there called Workshops, and just pop on there every now and again. And whenever I had a workshop, it will obviously be on there. And drop me an email and just let me know.
Fantastic. Yeah. Good stuff. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you were in high demand for coming on the radio. Will you join us again?
Yes, I certainly will. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, Nando. Nice talking to you again as well.
Excellent, buddy. Take care, and we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, Nando, just say hello to Richard as well for me.
I certainly will. Mr. Richard Clark of In the Doghouse, I'll certainly give him a shout. If he's listening at the moment, there you go. You've done it yourself, but I will let him know if he's not. All right, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye. So there you go, guys. Tony Cruz of TC Dog Training back in the UK and doing their scent workshops, a fantastic way of building the bond, increasing confidence and releasing some of your dog's energy. It's a great way. Now, just a quick step back.